All right, well, first off, thanks for being here. Really excited to have all of you. Lots of new faces, a couple of people that have been around for a little bit. I wanted to just check in with everybody. And I know when you get started as a new promoter, there's tons of information, there's tons of websites and things to see. And sometimes it can be overwhelming. So what I want to do is just walk through the basics of what we need to know as promoters, just the simple steps. And then over time, just know that you'll start to fully understand and fully kind of get all of this. But remember, I've been doing this every day for the last 5 years. So like it just comes naturally. And know that most of it doesn't necessarily, like you don't have to memorize, you don't have to there's not going to be a test on any of this. It's just there as a resource. So as you move forward, whoever you're working with, whether it's me, if you have a proven mentor, like we can always answer questions and kind of help guide you. But this is a business. This is a real opportunity and a real thing. So the more that we start to treat it like that and really start to learn and get immersed in what we're doing, the more powerful it is. So at the end of the day, our business is simple, right? Sometimes it might seem, oh, there's so many moving parts, but the reality of what we do, and if you really like want to dial it in, what do I need to focus on, Nick? It's having a new conversation every day with somebody about ketones. Easiest way to initiate that is saying, hey, are you drinking ketones yet? And then connecting them with a tool or a piece of information, either sending them your challenge.com website. That's the easiest way. Maybe adding them to our Ketones Are Life Facebook group, or connecting them with me or with whoever you're working with. Right. And then from there, that's validating the conversation. And then it's the ask, hey, do you want to get started? How do you want to get started? Do you want to start with a trial pack for me, or do you want to start with a challenge, or do you want to be a promoter like I am? And that's it. Like, that's the business. All of this other stuff just serves to create an amazing ecosystem around it, serves to create tracking, to help to propel you forward. But at the end of the day, everything that we're going to go through doesn't matter unless you're doing what we just talked about, right? Unless you're having those conversations on a daily basis and new conversations. The other piece, especially when you're new, is here's a phrase or a saying to really kind of take home is say less to more people. A lot of times in the beginning, I got stuck on the three people that I was most excited about, the three people that I was sure were going to join me or were going to become customers. And I just got into this loop. And whatever they said, I would globalize in my head as the objection for everybody, right? They said, oh, it's expensive. Or they said, oh, it's one of those things. Or they said, oh, I don't do keto, or whatever it was. Then I would immediately stop. I would take myself out of action and not talk to more people because of what this one person said. So as we go through this, and as you go through sharing this business and this product, remember that. Nick said, say less to more people. And it's not about one person's opinion. My job, your job as a promoter, is to be the introducer of information, not the convincer, not the seller of ketones, but truly like the introducer of an amazing concept where you get to drink ketones, an amazing opportunity where you get to share this with people and help people. If your only job is to introduce and then detach from the outcome if they decide to do this or not, then you're going to be able to consistently share without getting stuck on somebody's response or information. Here's an example. My mom and dad were the first people that I called to share ketones with. And they're my parents, so they're they're naturally supportive people, and they're usually pretty open to whatever I'm doing. So I just said, here's the website, give me your credit card, you're going to order this stuff, you're going to love it. And they were like a shoe-in. Everybody has a few of those. Well, sometimes you think your shoe-ins are going to be like that. My parents happened to follow through. My sister, though, she didn't want anything to do with it. She's like, I'm not interested. I'm not going to do it. And she took 9 months. 9 months later, she signs up. Then she drinks the product for about a year, falls in love with it, becomes a promoter. Now she's a champ, a rank 6 in our business. And this has completely shifted her life. Another example, though, is my wife's identical twin sister. And like literally identical twin. Before I got laser eyes, I used to wear glasses. If I didn't have my glasses on, I can't tell them apart. And she's at her house probably 2-3 days a week. She has 2 little girls, same ages as my 2 little girls. So it's a lot of fun. And you'd think like they think alike, they talk alike, they look alike, they're pretty much identical. Genetically, they are 100% the same DNA. The interesting thing is in the beginning, she wanted nothing to do with it. 2 years in, she still wanted nothing to do with it. We're 5 years in, and it's just finally that she's been drinking ketones, only the ketones that we give her, but she is after 5 years drinking it. Now, I tell you that just so that you kind of have an understanding or realization that, okay, not everybody is going to see this the way I do. And if you are okay with that, you can go find the ones that are looking for you. You can find the ones that are ready, right? So Chrissy's identical twin sister, even when we started to like help thousands of people and make an amazing income with this, she was still skeptical. She still didn't believe it. And here we are today. So let's dive right in. I'm going to go through a couple things, and I'm really excited just to kind of walk through this. If some of this might be elementary for you, some of this might be advanced for you. It just depends on where you're at. But no matter where I'm at, I'm always learning new things. First thing that I want to do is just walk you into the cloud office so you have an understanding of where things are and how all of that works. So I'm going to share my screen. Logging into your account is pretty simple. All you have to do is go to any Pruvit website. If I go to nick.pruvitnow.com, maybe if my internet decides to work, there we go. There is a login button everywhere. So all you have to do is click login at any Pruvit website. So that's pruvitnow.com. If we go to the challenge website, you'll see login as well. And right here, login. If you click that, it automatically takes you to the login site, which happens to look like this. And then you're going to log in with your username and password. Now, once you're in, it'll take you to the home page. And there's a couple things here. I'm just going to focus on the things that matter in the moment. You can always click around and learn. Number one is your smart chip. This is going to tell you what you have on smart chip. You want to make sure your customers are able to set up their smart chip. If the smart chip is not active, it will say manage smart chip here instead of showing you what you have. So this is how you manage it. This is how you edit it. You can change the products. You can cancel it. You can do whatever you need. As a promoter, have your smart chip active, and let's get you 2 customers so you never have to pay for it. That's that. Underneath it is share. Now this is where you find your marketing links. Note there's a few more than we usually talk about, but my favorite 2 right now are challenge.com, which we were just at right here, and shopketo.com, which is our best kind of shopping cart site. So if I pull that up and open it, these are the 2 that I will send people. Now, if I say send them the video, what I'm referring to is your challenge.com website, because guess what? The very first thing here is the video. This is our ketones and campfire explainer video. It also gives them the ability to put their information in, get some more details, and then you'll get an email saying, hey, they just requested information. All right, so that's the challenge website. Now, if I ever ask you, or if somebody says, what's your referral code? Your referral code is this little portion in front of the challenge.com. So mine is Nick. Nick is my referral code. Challenge.com is the website. By putting nick.challenge.com, that makes it unique to me, so that if somebody orders through this site, I get credit. If it's your referral code, you get credit. Now, if yours is still a series of letters and numbers, you can easily change it by clicking on your name in the top right, clicking on settings, and then under settings, you're going to see referrer code. Now you can edit, and then you can change it to whatever you want it to be. Just make sure it's available. Once you click save, it'll show up in the in your share link. Now, it says share on Facebook and share on Twitter here. This is just it's an automatic function that links to your Facebook. Do not share this link on Facebook. Share your story, create curiosity. Don't share links on Facebook, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. That's kind of the homepage. Other couple things I just wanted to run through very quickly here are your order history. If you go to manage order history, you'll be able to see the orders that have been placed in your account, and you'll be able to see the tracking. This is the most recent one that I have on here, March 4th. Here's the little tracking. I can click on the truck there, the truck icon, and it will show me that it's been delivered. So that's how you track your order. If this says pending, then it hasn't shipped out yet. If it says like automated hold, it's something that's delayed. That's probably one of the most common questions that I get from customers or promoters. As Pruvit is growing so quickly, occasionally certain products get a little bit backed up. The other thing under manage that I'll bring your attention to is just community. And this shows you who's enrolling, in your business. So if you go to manage community, you'll see who has joined. Now, if there's different color icons in here, which help you have an understanding of how they ordered. If they're gray, it means that Sarah started her order but didn't finish. So she has not yet placed an order. I need to reach out to Sarah and help her finish, find out what happened or what held her back from finishing the order. The other one here, which is green, indicates that they placed a one-time order. Pippi, that's a cool name, placed a one-time order but did not set up SmartShip. So I can reach out to Pippi and just say, hey, I see you're able to place a one-time order but not a SmartShip. She might be a little skeptical. She might not be ready to have a SmartShip, but I can encourage her saying, hey, why don't you set it up? That way you have the SmartShip coming because it won't bill or ship for 30 days. And we want to make sure that you can get the discount on that SmartShip order. And then if you decide that it's not for you, you can always cancel it before it ships with the click of a button. Okay, the orange icon means they enrolled as a SmartShip customer. And then if they're purple, the purple icon indicates that they are a promoter. So those are the different icons. Under Insights here, if you click on that, this is where you can see what people order by clicking on Order History. And you'll see exactly what they ordered. You'll see, so let's see here, Julie, let's look at Denise McCanish. She ordered at 8:50 this morning, the hibiscus lemonade. She ordered 2 of them. She's not a new customer, so it says false here. And it shows me the BV, which is the commissionable value of that product. That's what they're paying the commissions on, and then the actual price. And that's the information that it shows you there. So you're able to see what exactly all of your customers ordered. Now, the last thing that I'll draw your attention to here is under rewards. And this is how we track your business. This is kind of how you track where you're at. So let's say you're just getting started. It's probably going to default to like rank 2 prover. And it will show you each of these lines shows you what you need to hit that rank and then what you have. So you need 500 in team volume. This is any customer purchases or any first 3 levels of promoters purchases and their customers. Group volume is your entire business, including your own purchases. If you put your cursor over the line, it tells you what you have versus what you need. And that's kind of how you track that. When you're getting started, the ones that you really want to focus on are our Go Pro, Go MVP bonus. And then after your first 30 days, it's the MVP multiplier bonus. So with these bonuses, you click on them, it'll tell you what you need and what you have. So this is expired for me, but it'll tell you your time period. It will tell you how many customers you need. It will tell you how much BV you have. Easiest way to look at GoPro, first 14 days, 1,000 in team volume, which means 1,000 in volume from basically any customers and or promoters that you enroll personally. And then you need a minimum of 2 customers. Generally, the 2 customers that's never an issue. It's always the team volume that we're going after. This is a $250 bonus if you hit it in the 14 days, which is really powerful. And the MVP bonus, if you click on this, is the same thing. It's just, again, basically it's double. 4 customers, 2,000 in team volume. This all tracks automatically. So all you have to do is enroll people, enroll customers, enroll promoters, and come back here and see where you're at versus what you need. You can always, like if you're buying a lot of product personally, you can enroll a spouse as a customer. You can have your own customer account, and I recommend that you do that. And anything that customer orders during those first 30 days also counts towards this MVP bonus, which is cool. The next one, this if you're brand new, then this doesn't yet apply. But if you've been in for more than 30 days, every month you're running for what's called MVP multiplier. These are additional bonuses on top of normal commissions. And this is basically, you need 4 new customers in a month minimum, and then 1,600 in new volume, meaning from new accounts that have ordered, that are ordering in 30 days. So any order placed by a person that's new within the last 30 days counts towards this 1,600, and you just need 2,000 in total team volume. If you hit this, if you want more information, you just click on it, and it tells you, hey, you get $250 every time that you hit it. And then if you hit it 3 months in a row, on that 3rd month, you actually earn $1,000, which is really cool. So that is the MVP multiplier bonus. Now, the ranking system is really cool. As you go through the ranking system, your goal is just to start ranking up, to go from rank 1 to rank 2, rank 3, rank 4, rank 5, all the way up to what I have hit, which is rank 10. Next step for me is to hit what's called legend. Now, here's what's kind of neat. If you started with our Brand Builder Max Pack, you actually get a promo rank 5, meaning they're going to pay you in our monthly bonuses at rank 5 level, which is kind of neat. So anybody can purchase that that Brand Builder pack at any time, and you'll be paid at rank 5, regardless of where you're at within the ranking system. So that's why you'll see promo rank here versus your current and your highest achieved. All right, that was an absolute mouthful. Let me stop my screen share there real quick. Any questions on the Cloud Office? I know it's boring and it's not super exciting, and honestly, it won't build your business. However, it's great to have an awareness of it. Any questions on that before we move on? Right. And this was recorded, so you don't have to memorize any of that. Really, I just wanted to make sure that it's out there, it's there. You know what it is. Next thing that I want to talk about is just our Facebook groups. We use Facebook groups as a very specific way to share information, to connect people, and also to provide training. So there's actually 5 Facebook groups that I'm going to bring your attention to. I know it sounds like a lot, but I think once you understand each purpose, you'll understand they all are very unique in their own right, and they have a specific purpose. So the first 2 are from the corporate side, from Prove It Corporate. And one is to support all of our customers from a product standpoint. And the second is to support all of our promoters from a business standpoint. So I will share my screen again. And the first is our customer group. Move this over here. And the customer group is called Drink Ketones Daily. If you're not a part of that yet, you can search it, request access to it. There we go, Drink Ketones Daily. And so this is where you'll invite your customers to become members of the group, and you can be a member of the group. This is where our reboot coaching happens every time we have the reboot, which is starting on Sunday night. And there's just tons of great resources and information about our products in here. And there are reboot coaches that post every single day. There's a couple things that go up. So you want your customers in here just so that they're in the know about what's going on. And there's also, like, Dr. Heather is super awesome in here. She posts a lot, and there's great resources. So if you're not in that group, make sure that you request access. The other one that you'll want to be part of is the Prove It Promoter. And this one is right here. This is our, basically, anytime there's a company call or there's a company-wide training or something like that, it's put in the Prove It Promoter Facebook group. So it's not incredibly active. There's maybe something maybe 2 or 3 times a week in here. But there's a lot of notifications and updates, and you just want to make sure that you're a member so that when there is stuff that is vital and pertinent, you can participate. For example, today for the Keto Academy event, there will be morning movements with Tori Wilson, who is a super awesome celebrity coach from The Biggest Loser back in the day, and she'll be on there doing some morning movements for everybody. So you get to participate in just different value and really good stuff that's in here. A lot of it's archived, so you can go back and watch it at a later date. So those are our Prove It groups. Now we're going to move to our team groups. And I want you to think of these as a progression. So the progression is kind of like you start as a prospect or a customer, and then you move to thinking about the business, or you're a promoter, and then you move to really full-blown promoter that needs training. So those are kind of the 3 levels of our Facebook groups. The first one is called Ketones Are Life, and the goal of that is to support your customers from a more like community-oriented standpoint, not just information, but a lot more just fun and community. It's also a place for anybody that's thinking about ketones to be a fly on the wall and hear other stories. So it's called Ketones Are Life. I'm going to show you all these in a second. The second is called our VIP Prover Community. And it's a place of just celebrating promoters, of talking about the business, of sharing the fun of it. It's also a place where you can add people who are interested in our business, who may not be ready yet, or maybe they're thinking about it, or maybe they're excited about it. You can add them, and now they're a fly on the wall, hearing and seeing what promoters are doing and really getting to experience them. I'm going to have Lori in a minute here talk about just how to add people and how to message people in order to kind of utilize these groups to their maximum potential. The last group is called Better Starts Here 2021, and it is our team training group, meaning if we have different trainings, if we have different calls, if we have different resources, maybe downloads, maybe templates for business cards, that kind of stuff, we house them, we archive them all in this group. So you can always find great resources and training there. So let me share my screen real quick and I'll show you the different groups. So the first I mentioned is Ketones Are Life. And this will pull up. So if you're not a member of this, make sure you request access. And here's what you can do. You can click invite and you can invite your friends. Now, don't just mass invite them. You need to message with them and make sure you're dialoguing and then invite them and then tag them in a post. But if they're here, this is such a great resource. You can tag them in any of these announcements. And I'm telling you, these announcements, I explain ketones. I talk about the challenge. I talk about the reboot. There's a lot of really powerful information in here. And then outside of the announcements, there's literally tons and tons of, I just need to get to the discussion. Here you go. There's just people sharing their stories. There's people sharing their wins, their successes, people sharing the food that they're eating. So it's just a great resource for if you see somebody's story that inspires you, you can tag a friend. This is Tammy, who's crushing it on ketones now. This is Sandra, who happens to be on this call right now and sharing her incredible story. So if you have people that you've added to this, not only will they be inspired by the stories that they're hearing, but they're just going to get value from all of the positivity and the amazing energy. This is Eunice and her story. So it's a place where they can see social proof and validation and also a little inspiration. So that's Ketones Are Life. The next one is our VIP Prover Community. And this one is really powerful. This is more business focused. So the purpose of this is, number one, to come into it yourself as a promoter. When people hit MVP, when people hit different ranks, we always celebrate you here. So it's kind of a recognition and fun page. At the same time, it's a page where you can add people so they can learn more about the business and really just see normal people having success. I mean, this lady, I don't even know how to say, Diane, having success, hitting multiplier. There's just so much fun that occurs and all of the just stuff that goes along. Here's one of our Gina. That's exciting. So you can scroll through, enjoy, like celebrate other people's wins, comment on their things, and then know that when you start adding people to this, they're seeing all the fun that we're having. We're just in Arizona. Really powerful. Last group is the, let's see, Better Starts Here. And this purpose of this group, is simply to archive and share training and basically get information out to people. Yesterday, we launched Hibiscus Lemonade. So we have all of these pictures and graphics that you're able to use and share. And then also we have great information on how to best share it. So you can read through here. There's always videos. Every day we have a action step for you to take, which is simple. Watch videos on Prove It TV. Send 1 to 3 out. Send those who you've asked about ketones and ask how they're doing. Send happy birthday messages. Really, really, really basic, simple stuff that you can do on a daily basis. Lots and lots of resources. Also, we talk about when our calls are. So that is the Better Starts Here. So real quick, before we move on, Lori, would love for you to come off mute and just tell us how you utilize Ketones Our Life and the VIP Prover community, and what's your languaging? How do you share and invite people to those?
Okay, good morning, everybody. So like Nick just said, I use those groups a lot, whether depending on what conversation I had with somebody. If somebody's interested in potentially, before I check people out, I typically ask them, hey, would you like to be a customer who earns free product, or a customer who earns free product and makes a little bit of extra money? If they say that they'd like the latter, number three, I always add them to our VIP community, the Prover, because like Nick said, it almost acts, and the same with Ketones Our Life, they act as almost a follow-up drip system. So whether your customer or friend isn't ready today, right, over time, they're going to just watch what's happening in those groups. And we try to keep them fun, and there's lots of info. So it's almost like a follow-up drip campaign, if you will, where they can be a fly on the wall. And that's typically the language, exact language that I would use. Hey, I'm just going to add you here. That way you can be a fly on the wall, and I can tag, I always say, let me know when you're in, and I could tag you in a couple of cool videos. So I don't just tag them in any video. We've had a conversation. I know what they're interested in, ahead of time. I never mass invite to those groups because it doesn't serve a purpose for anybody. And the other thing is, when I always add them in, Nick has some great announcement videos, and I just want to welcome them. Hey, hey Stevie, this is a great page for you to just, fly around on, or whatever I say. And then I just tag them in that announcement video, and then they can kind of see and go through the announcements themselves and just sort of pop around. And it's just a great follow-up tool. So I use those. Typically, I add everybody in Ketones Our Life that I have sold product to, just because I want them to have a feel. And I also add them to the Drink Ketones Daily. Like Nick said, that's a great resource. There's all kinds of training and coaching and live videos. I find that when the groups go live, they get notifications. So maybe if they weren't thinking about it today, I almost use it as a great reminder. So everybody I talk to goes into either one of those groups. So yeah, I just think they're super important, and it's just a great way, if they're not ready now, or even if they are ready, to just kind of see more, get to know our community, and meet some of the people and hear some of the great success stories. And you know what? It even sometimes inspires them to say, hey, could I add my friend here? And I think that that's just a great resource for us to have and use daily.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Lori. The next thing I want to talk about is just the calls that we have. So right now, consistently every week, we have 2 calls that you can invite guests to, and you can be on yourself. They're on Wednesdays. Wednesday, in fact, you can see, let me just share my screen one more time. These will all be pulsed out to you. So if you have, hopefully you have the Pulse downloaded on your phone. It's called Prove It Pulse app. Make sure you have that. Make sure you're checking on it. The details for all of our calls are either put in there or the chat. But the Become a Brand Builder, and then the other one is called Maximize Your Ketones. So Maximize Your Ketones, Wednesday at 7:30 Central Time. Every week we have that. That is designed to support your customers. It's also a great way for you to introduce new people to our products. They'll learn more about ketones. They'll hear for your stories. They'll learn about our support products. They'll learn about our SmartShift program. This is a standing call every week. Now, in the beginning, I recommend that we do a couple private Zooms just for you and your friends. Whether it's 2 people, whether it's 5 people or 20 people, it does not matter. I've done calls with 1 person. I've done calls with 30 people on it that an individual invited. So the goal is just to give you a reason to invite and bring a bunch, as many people as possible together at the same time. It's really all about the activity of the inviting. The second call right directly following that is at 8 p.m. and that's our brand builder call where we talk about the business. So I want to bring those up because those are kind of our mainstay calls. They happen every single week, and they're there for a reason. They're there for you to invite people to. So every week you have a reason to reach out. Every week you have a reason to invite. And we have an amazing training that talks about inviting to calls, but I just want you to think about it simply, right? The simple aspect of it is you reaching out to somebody saying, hey, what are you doing Wednesday night at 7:30? They say, nothing. Why? Oh my gosh, we're doing a call to talk about those ketones I've been drinking. If I got you the details to the call, would you hop on? That's it. And then they say yes or no. They're probably going to say yes. Then you send them the information. If they say, actually, I mean, I'm interested, but I'm busy, then you say, no problem. if I'm able to get the recording, would you want to watch it? You guys see my language there? If I were able to get the recording, would you want to watch it? I'm asking a question because I'm asking the question. Guess what they're probably going to say? Sure. Because they don't want to say no. They're going to say yes. So then I wait till the call happens. Then I get the recording. And then I say, hey, oh my gosh, it was an amazing call. I was able to get the recording. And I ask them again, if I send it to you, will you check it out? I'm always trying to get them to confirm, not me just go like this. What I want it to be is a back and forth like this, rather than just a me coming at them like this, right? That's awkward and weird, right? Looking at my eyeballs. If I ask a question and they say yes, now I say, okay, if I send it to you, will you watch it? They say yes, awesome, here it is. I'll message you back in a few hours to find out your thoughts. So I'm constantly having a back and forth. The biggest challenge that people get into is it's way easier just to outgoing, send. Hey, here's the recording. It was an amazing call. Can you check it out? They didn't buy into that. They didn't say yes. But if I get them to buy in and say yes, it really changes the outcome. So those are our Wednesdays. And then each week we have different trainings going on that are kind of they're not previously scheduled. They're just scheduled on a certain day and time. All of those trainings are recorded. So if you're unable to make it at the time that they are, you can always watch the recording. You just need to pay attention to your pulse and pay attention to the chats that you're in for the details on that. The other thing that we have are action hours, which are fairly consistent. We've been doing them Fridays at 11 Central, noon Eastern. We'll probably keep doing those where we just take a half hour and we take action. Call them action half hours. And we really just do the business. So that brings me to part 2 of this call, where we're going to just take about 10 minutes and I'm going to talk through, and Lori's going to help me with this, just taking action. Because at the end of the day, it's not about just absorbing information. It's about doing. It's about reaching out. In the beginning, I said that none of this really matters unless you're actually taking action on a consistent basis. So, first, I want to talk about getting a post up, and I want to talk real quick about Facebook, and then we'll actually go into taking action. So number one thing on Facebook is the goal is to be you, be authentic, be real, and allow people to see you. So what I mean by this is if I go to most people's Facebook page and I just scroll it, I just see a bunch of shared content. Rarely, maybe 1 out of 10 people do I actually see and get to know who they are. So I want you to think, and I want you to go audit your Facebook and say, does this exemplify me? If my friends came and scrolled my Facebook page, would they get to know who I am? Would they know what I like, what I don't like? Would they know who my family is? They know what I like to do. That's what social media is about. It's about building relationships and community. And the beauty of it is you can build those relationships with people that are not near you. So we have a very in-depth training for Facebook, which we can share with you. But I want to give you the 3 most basic things about it. Number 1 is post. Number 2 is grow. Number 3 is engage. Post, grow, and engage. Posting is just posting every day something simple about what you're doing. I mean, and you can just think of different categories of things that you like. And we'll not do it on this call, but we'll do another call very shortly where Lori and I will really do a deep dive into Facebook and really help give you some ideas. The second one is grow. Facebook is the easiest platform to grow your network on because you can add friends all day long, every day. And in the beginning, you probably have a lot of friends that you already have outside of social media that you're not friends with. So it's just easy to go find them and add them. It's also easy to go find friends of friends. But if you add 5 friends a day, over a month, you have 150 new contacts that you are building a relationship. If you're posting every day, now they're seeing who you are and they're getting to know, like, and trust you. The last piece is engage, and the engagement is super important. That's engaging with other people that are on your Facebook, meaning commenting on their stuff. If they post a picture of their kids, you're asking them questions. You're saying happy birthday to them. So you're engaging each day with your network. Following that kind of that circle, that ecosystem of social media works on any platform and allows you to gain those relationships. So the first post that goes up is usually the most important. And then from there, what we want to do when we talk about ketones is tell a story. So rule of thumb, out of every 5 posts, 1 can be about ketones and prove it. Every 5 posts, 1 can be about ketones and prove it. What we don't want to become is a prove it billboard where somebody goes to your social media and all they see is you throwing up ketones. It will work in the beginning, but then it will have a very short-term effect. It'll have a short tail and go, and pretty soon no one will see your posts anymore. So the other thing that we want to do is we want to tell a story and create curiosity. We don't want to stifle curiosity. So it's taking a selfie with you and a smile on your face. It's taking a picture of you out doing something that you wouldn't normally be doing, or being creative. So the question is, what are ketones helping you do? Who's been drinking ketones for a little bit but hasn't yet put up their first Facebook post? Is there anybody on here that has done that or has not yet posted about ketones? Anyone? Let's see.
Check the comments.
Anybody want help with their next Facebook post? Me. Who's Zoom user? Zoom user. Where are you at?
Sarah?
Oh, no, that's Jim.
Oh.
All right,
Well,
Jim.
I can help you with that.
Come off mute real quick, Jim. I think you guys can learn a lot just from helping somebody put a post up, because it doesn't have to be that complicated. You have not yet posted about ketones?
I have not. Everything I've done is just through Messenger.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, shoot. Yeah. What are we waiting for, Jim? It's been like a month, dude.
Yeah. It's funny because I'll be honest with you. Why it's troubling me a little bit is, I used to do another company, and I just didn't want to get into that, like you were saying, throwing up on people and stuff. And I'm kind of like, holding back on that, I suppose. But
okay. Now tell me this. So what we're going to do, if we could put a post up that would just create curiosity and get people excited without them feeling like they're being sold, would that be better?
Yeah. And yeah, I familiar with that.
Tell me what do you love most about ketones so far?
All right. So for me, just the energy that I got and the focus and the fat loss.
Okay, explain the energy. What were your days like prior to drinking ketones?
Coming home after work, having dinner, and falling asleep on the couch till about midnight, and then waking up angry because I got nothing accomplished at night.
Okay, and what do you do now?
Tired. Now I'm able to do a lot more. I'm getting a lot of things done, tasks getting done, and I relate it to ADD medicine because I used to take that. As far as focus too.
Okay. What are some tasks that you've gotten done now that you maybe wouldn't have gotten done before?
Well, as far as like
just give me a couple that come to mind.
Yeah, book work and actually messaging people on Facebook.
Okay. And when you come home from work, do you crash on the couch now?
No.
Okay. What's been your fat loss results?
So I've lost 4.5% body fat last month, and I have a comp scale, so I know exactly where I'm at all the time. And what I really just realized is that my weight went up, my body fat came down, so I'm up almost 7 pounds muscle in the last month. Now I have to be, truthful about it too, is I've been working out harder. So a lot of this has been stimulated from the ketones, like out of eating or so on.
Okay. So I ask all those questions is because you can post on Facebook, oh, my energy is amazing, but that doesn't really that doesn't inspire, it doesn't create a picture in somebody's head. So for your post, It's going to be simple. It's going to be you like in the kitchen or you like at your desk with a smile saying like, oh my goodness, just a month ago, I'd be on the couch right now because I'd get home from work and I'd have no energy and I'd fall asleep. In fact, I remember waking up multiple times at midnight, kicking myself because I slept away the evening and got nothing done. Today, I got home and I did XYZ, whatever the heck it is. So glad I found this drink. Life is completely different. And I'm down 4% body fat. Can't wait to see what happens next month. So here's the format. Before, how you're feeling now, and what you're excited about. And don't feel like you have to put every single benefit, because you can do a series of these posts over time where people would be like, what is this drink? What are you doing? I'm tired all the time. I fall asleep on the couch too. I'd love to lose 4% body fat. So all it is short. And then you take a selfie, you put it up. So I want you can work with Lori on that, and everybody on here to get your next Facebook post. What I want you to do is type it up and then text it to me or text it to Lori or text it to whoever you're working with, and then we can help you tweak it. So the goal isn't for you to have all the wording like 100%. The goal is for you to just get it out there and like figure out what that story is. Everybody on here has a story of something that's shifted in your life. Even if you've never drank the product, I have some people that were brand new, never drank the product. They just signed up as a promoter. I'm like, what do I post? I've never drank it. I'm like, awesome. All you have to do is say, so excited, just ordered this drink for the first time. Can't wait for the energy, the focus, and the fat loss I hear everybody talking about. It's going to be here Friday. And guess what happens? When you post that, guess what people do? What is it? I want to know about this stuff too. They don't care that you haven't drank it yet. They're excited about it. So, and send it over to any of us and we'll help tweak it and then put it up. And then if you think about it like this, if you post today, you post about Prove It, then post again tonight that isn't about Prove It, post again tomorrow that isn't about Prove It, and then maybe we'll post again on Monday about ketones. So if we do that consistently, now you're starting to drip on people. You'll have people comment. Now, when they comment, this is key. What you want to do is say, hey, I'll message you. They say, hey, what are you drinking? What's the drink? What are you talking about? Hey, I'll message you. Hey, I'll message you. You reply to their comment with that statement. Hey, I'll shoot you a private message. Hey, check your inbox. I just messaged you. We do that to create curiosity. And we do that to take the conversation off, not offline, but off mainstream. And what you'll have people do is say, send me information too. I want to know also. It drives people crazy. Whereas if you just post your link in the comments, now no one has any reason to talk to you. You don't know who was interested or not. They clicked on that. They made a decision in a split second that they knew everything about it, even though they know nothing about it. So when you private message them, here's what you're going to say. Hey, are you drinking ketones yet? This stuff is amazing. Hey, are you drinking ketones yet? I just started drinking this stuff. Hey, are you drinking ketones yet? I'm in love with how I feel. And they say no. And then we go right back to what we were talking about before. Hey, if I sent you a quick video, would you want to watch it? If I ... would you ... If I sent you a quick video, would you want to watch it? I think you'll love this. If it's Tuesday or if it's Wednesday, oh my gosh, we're having a call tomorrow night. If I got you the details on it, would you hop on? I think you'd love this. Notice I ask them a question, then I reinstate how amazing I feel. If your energy is blah, they're not going to be excited about this. But if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling amazing, they're going to be like, oh, okay. You have to have confidence and a little bit of energy. That is what attracts people to you. I think like if somebody's not passionate about what they're doing, you're not going to be passionate about it either. Okay, so that's the process. Then once they've seen that video, the next step is to connect them. You can put them in, add them to one of the Facebook groups. You can connect them with me. You can connect them with Lori. You can connect them with the Improve It mentor, whoever you're working with. Say, hey, one sec, let me put you in a chat with my friend so-and-so. And then you immediately start a message and you make the introduction. You notice I didn't say, hey, would it be all right if I added you to a chat with my friend Nick? I kind of want you to meet him. I know this is weird and you don't know him. They're going to think that's weird. But if you say, oh my gosh, you got to meet my buddy Nick. He's so nice. You're going to love him. He's amazing. One sec, I'm going to put you in a chat. Well, guess what? That works really well. Or my friend Donica, or my friend Lori, or my friend Aisha, or my friend Liz, or Christina, whoever you're working with. It is that simple. Next step from there is just to ask them, hey, how do you want to get started? We got 5 or 10 serving trial packs, or we have a 10-day drink ketones challenge that you can start with, or you can just join us as a promoter like I am. I like to give them 3 options. Hey, you can get started with a trial pack where I'll sell you 5 or 10 of mine. Or even better price option, we have a drink ketones challenge, which gives you 20 servings. Or you can even, if you're interested, you should share this with me. It's tons of fun. I'm just planting a seed there, right? Most of them will want to drink it at some capacity, but I'm planting a seed about them joining me. All right, that's kind of the initial Facebook post. Last thing I want to talk about, which Lori is going to help us with, is just reaching out to people. And this, as a new promoter, is the most powerful and the most simple thing that we can do. And it's just literally connecting and reaching out. So Lori, what's the best way to do this? How do you teach it? And what's the language that you use?
Okay, so well, how I teach it is on Friday mornings. If you hop on your Facebook page, if you're brand new and you're new to all of this, how I teach it is to start at the very top of your list so you can find your Facebook friends list and just go down from A. I teach it to never prejudge anybody because we don't know what somebody else is going to do or think about ketones. We don't want to think about that for them. And I just teach you to go onto their Facebook page, do a little bit of social recon, see what they've been up to, maybe the last 3, 4, 5 posts, make sure life is good for them and find something to connect about. You hop over to the Messenger chat box. Everybody know how to do that? Hop into Messenger and just say, hey, Michelle, oh my gosh, you got a new puppy. How cute is he? Hey, I'm curious. By the way, are you drinking ketones yet? And I just leave that right there. And I typically try to do 10. I get a little bit more into the 20, 30 people range a day, but you pick your number and just ask the question and leave it. As soon as they come back, they're going to say to you, oh my gosh, thank you. Yes. A little bit about the puppy. And then they're always going to either say, no, what are ketones? I'm not. And I'll say to them, this is my exact verbiage. I say, hey, you know what? All I can tell you is I feel amazing. Let me drop a quick video here. It can explain what ketones are in less than 4 minutes, like way better than I can. I do a lot of my messaging, like Nick said, with my voice. I use the voice clip in Messenger. I feel like once they hear my excitement, instead of reading, they are right on board to, and all of a sudden I'll get that prove it message. Michelle's interested in your drink ketones challenge. So I know right away whether they're interested or not, because if they are, they're going to hop on and look at that video. And that's pretty much the system. And that is exactly what works. I do not beat around the bush. I don't try to make conversation for 4 or 5 days because I don't appreciate that. I want to know why you're messaging me, right? And I want people to be direct. And so that's why I put that initial reach out in. Oh my gosh, your puppy is so cute. By the way, are you drinking ketones yet? And it's working amazingly. You know, not everybody buys them right away, but I planted a seed. After we have a second conversation, like I told you earlier, they go into the Ketones Are Life group. They get to be a fly in the wall there. And it's just kind of, you know, creating a system over time. I don't expect everybody to buy today, but eventually they will. So just whatever that answer is, just keep on going day to day. You can even write a list and then move. Like Nick said, we have these tools. The purpose of our calls are for another reason to reach out. I'll just be honest, it takes the average person sometimes, you know, some people buy right away first try. Sometimes it takes 8 to 15 touches before somebody will actually even consider, right? So that's the language. Every day we're just going to start new conversations and keep them in our cycle and keep them in our system. So that's what I do. And it's the same verbiage every day. It's something they can read quickly, not at a red light or when they're driving and it's a 6-paragraph thing about ingredients and what it's going to do. It's simple. Curious, are you drinking ketones yet? That's all.
Awesome.
And, yeah. So that's what we do.
All right. So the last thing I'll mention is just trial packs, because I know a lot of you just got the brand builder pack and you're probably like, what do I do with this product? So we sell trial packs as usually 5 or 10 servings. So you have you have 5 different flavors in those. So you can make either one of each flavor or 2 of each flavor. And then I charge $40 for 5 or $75 for 10. Now, if I'm shipping it, that price includes shipping. So if it's somebody local, you can always give them a little discount if you want. But the purpose of that is to put value on the product that you're selling and to also give them a low price point. If they're not ready to go buy the challenge kit, hey, I'll sell you 5 for $40. You can just get started with it. Or I have 5 or 10 serving trial packs. Which one do you want? You take money however you want, cash, check, Venmo, PayPal, then come clean your house for all I care. Whatever you can do a barter. I've done a lot of that. But the purpose of the trial packs is to be like the cast a wider net. And then as you start to grow a community, as we get new flavors and that kind of stuff, you're always buying a box or 2 to be able to sell to your customers or to people, basically a little trial pack. So it's a really cool perpetual system where if you start by sharing the 5 or 10, you're taking in the money for that, you're reinvesting it into more samples, and then it's growing. Because if you do the math, if you sell 4 5-packs for $40, that's $160. And generally, if you're getting your boxes on SmartShip, you're paying $101. So you're making $59 per box. And now you're able to reinvest that and just create more of a sampling inventory, if you will. And you're always kind of covering the cost of the ketones that you're drinking. So that is I mean, that's it. That's the business in a nutshell. Honestly, that is everything. I see Joan just hopped on here. What's up, Joan? Joan actually is brand new within the last month, and she literally just hit MVP this morning. So I wanted to ask Joan a couple questions because that's kind of the goal. We all want to hit MVP, and then we want to hit multiplier. We want to just keep doing that. So Joan has done what we're teaching. Joan, what would you say you have done in order to hit MVP? Like, what has been your daily method of operation? How have you had so much great success?
I think the Facebook post absolutely was a great start. It did intrigue a lot of people, and I did this, what you just suggested about, oh, I'll message you. And then we set up the group call, and I don't know, I guess I have a lot of really smart friends that that really wanted to find out what it's all about, and they jumped on, and a couple did the sample packs, a couple went right into the 10-day, and they just have been going. I try and touch base with them, especially at first. I was daily, like, Facebook messaging and kind of planting that seed and checking to see if there was anything I could give them. And now they're starting to bring some friends into the conversation, and it's just growing. But I still have a lot to learn. So
now, did you just sit back and hope that everybody would come to you and call you and just grab your website?
I wish that was the case, but no. I did a lot of the things I've been learning. This is my little notebook. I don't know if you can see it, for all the notes I've taken for all the meetings I've gone to, and I'm working the process. You guys have it worked out, and it's just, I'm doing what you say to do. I haven't gone through my Facebook group of friends yet, so I'm taking lots of notes from Lori right now. That'll be my next net that I cast, I guess.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you, Joan. I love it when people take action and do the thing, because it actually works. So congratulations on hitting MVP.
Thank you. And thanks for all your help, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Any questions before we sign off? I know we're on here a little bit longer than expected, but hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of this and understand really the simplicity of what we're doing. Any questions before we sign off?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, so I posted a question on Facebook. Has anyone done ketones? And I got 67% that said no, and 27% said yes. Do I reach out to all of them, ask the ones that said yes, what ketones are you on? And then reach out to the other 67% and say, hey, I already put another post to that and hooked it on to, if you're interested in more information, please, IM me, send me a message, or should I follow up with the video?
I would hit everybody and just say, hey, so you're not drinking ketones yet?
Okay,
The ones that said no, I would just double iterate. So you're not drinking them yet? And they say,
Okay.
no, what is it? Like, I want to get them to ask me privately. The ones that said yes, you say, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. You're drinking ketones. Are you drinking ketones from Prove It?
okay,
And any other ketone on the market is not bioidentical. And what I learned the other day from Dr. Ryan Lowry, who's the author of the Ketogenic Bible, that if you drink one serving of most other product out there, you'd have to, or if you drink one serving of ours, you'd have to drink 6 to 7 of theirs to get the same level of ketosis. So
okay,
that's the value of this. They're just, they still can get ketones into their body. They just don't get this anywhere near the same absorption or the same results. Why not to
Okay.
share your personal website on Facebook? Angie, great question. I'm trying to think of an analogy that's appropriate. It's
Can
you
I
gotta play.
answer?
What's that?
Sorry.
Go
Can I
ahead.
answer that?
Yes.
Because it just gives, so people want to find information on their own. So if you post your website on social media, again, they're going to just make their own assumption, like Nick said, in a split second. They're going to go look at the price. They're going to Google ketones, and they're not going to be able to use you as the information source. And so, sorry, I'm so passionate about that. That's why we don't post our personal websites on social media. We want to personally give it to them and have a conversation, if that
Yes.
makes sense.
And you're also trying to create curiosity, not stifle it. And
Yeah.
if it's like almost like on a date as a chick, you got to play hard to get. You can't just give them everything on the first date. Otherwise, not interested. Well, most people, once they know what ketones are, unless they truly understand it, you haven't created enough curiosity. You're like, here, it's a link. How many links have you been sent? How many times do you get links randomly spam texted to you, and you don't click on them because you just think people are trying to sell you? So the moment that somebody posts a website, most people lose interest. But if you post your story, especially yours, Angie, if you post your story about how great you're feeling, next thing you know, people are coming out of the woodwork saying, what the heck is it? How do I get more? And then you have more of a conversation. And the interesting thing, like, ketones require explanation. The reason that Prove It has promoters like us is because this isn't just a throw it up there and people will just automatically come and buy it product. It requires a lot of education in information because people don't understand ketosis. People they don't understand. There's just misinformation out there. It's a new concept. It's a new conversation. This would be like the advent of the protein shake back in the 1960s, right? People are like, what? You can drink protein? I thought you had to eat chicken or eat a steak. No, you can actually drink it. No, that can't be. That's not real. Like when that came out back then, you have to think it's 50 years ago, 60 years ago, there had to be education around that. Well, now, you just know, everybody knows what a protein drink is. No one knows what ketones are. So when they see this as, $5, $6 a serving, they're like, well, shoot, they have to be educated about it. So that's why we keep it off. Hopefully that all makes sense. Any other questions? Great questions.
That was a great analogy, Nick, with the protein shakes. I love that.
That in 10 years, like, people will understand what ketones are, right? The other thing is people ask about the cost. The interesting thing is just 10 years ago, for the raw ingredients in here, for one serving, it would have cost you $200.
whoa,
$200 to get a brand builder max pack. That would have cost you $40,000. Think about that. $40,000. That's how new this technology is. So the fact that we can get it for $5, $6 a pack, and we can actually get it for free is just mind blowing when you think of the true implications of what this is. Like, if somebody doesn't understand the value, they're going to think, oh, it's expensive. However, people I live near a Caribou, which is kind of like Starbucks coffee. And every time I drive by it, it's like literally 10 seconds from my house. There's 15 cars in line to pay $6 for a cup of coffee. I can make that at home for, a tenth the price. Well, they see the value in that for them. So they buy it and they feel good about it. So and that's not actually making them healthy or helping them or really giving them anything real. It's just making them feel awful and get sick. So this does the opposite, and it's actually the same price, if not less. We just have to share the value. Once people see the value, then they'll get it. Now, not everybody's going to choose to, right? We're not 100%. I'm not going to be naive and think that. Just like not everybody chooses to go to Starbucks every day and drink coffee. But there's a bunch of raving fans, people of Starbucks and Caribou and all those coffee shops that do it every single day, and they do it religiously because it fills some sort of need. They see the value, they feel the experience. That's what we're helping people understand with this, and we're looking for the ones that are open and ready for change. So awesome. Well, hey, we could talk all day, but it's been amazing being on with all of you. I'm really excited to support each and every one of you just charging towards your goals. Set your sights on what you want to create with this, right? This isn't a get rich quick business. However, it is a business that if you build over time, if you create a year, a 3-year, a 5-year vision for what you want with this, it can be anything. 10 years ago, when I started in this style of business, I saw somebody that was creating a full-time income, and I thought, man, I'd like to do that. That'd be really cool. That'd create some freedom for me, where I didn't have to maybe go fly airplanes when I was told. I could go fly when I wanted to. And that stuck with me. It didn't happen the first year, didn't happen the second year, didn't happen the 5th year. It took me 7 years to get to a point where I was able to walk away from my full-time job. But let me tell you, the 7 years of learning, the 7 years of growing personally and helping a lot of people in the process was absolutely worth it for what we've been able to create today. So the question to you is it just free ketones? If that's the case, awesome. Let's get you some free ketones and beyond so you can try every single flavor that Prove It ever comes out with and drink them 3 times a day and not feel guilty about it. If it's, hey, I'd love to supplement my retirement and have an extra $1,000 a month so that I can travel and do fun things. I mean, think about that. What would you do with an extra $12,000 a year? Would you go on extra vacations? Would you, pay off debt? Maybe you got kids in college. Maybe you'd pay for their college. Whatever it is, an extra $1,000 a month. That's what that got me excited for those 7 years, was being able to create that. In the beginning, it was just $500 a month, but that helped my wife and I buy a new house. That helped my Chrissy and I actually drive some more fun cars than our beat up old ones that we had from college. So what is it that will get you excited enough to share this? And the neat thing is, it's not about the money. It's about how can we help as many people as possible. And the more people that we help, the more ripple that we create, the more income that's created. I've decided that I want to make a crazy amount of money so I can do a ton of fun things and give back like crazy. And at the same time, that gives me more time to give back to my community, to volunteer, to donate. And at the same time, I'm helping tons more people and being able to live a really cool lifestyle. So that's what this is all about. That's the community, the fun, and you getting to plug into a group of success-minded people who are going in the same direction is just, to me, it's everything. So thank you, Lori, for being here. Appreciate you. Good to see everybody's faces. Welcome to the community. And we're going to be doing lots more of these, so stay tuned. And with that, Keto Academy actually starts here in just a short while. So hopefully you got a ticket to that. If you don't, there's still time to grab one in your cloud office. And we'll see y'all soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Right.